Yeah, I would say like this year, we're somewhere around 30% of our closings will be internet leads.
Got it. That's crazy. So, I mean, you're definitely over 100, maybe close to 150 transactions this year,
Yep.
directly attributed like to internet leads. Tyler does some things tremendously well and crushes real estate, but really is elite at a couple of things, and internet lead generation is one of them. So you started buying internet leads early, like right at the start.
Yep, absolutely. In 2015, in multiple different areas, we were right off the bat. That's what I started with. But in the beginning, I remember as a brand new agent, I knew one thing, which was I need to have as many leads as possible, and I need to convert those leads to closings. I just made a promise to myself I was going to commit to buying some leads, however much I could afford. And every time I had a closing, I was going to increase my lead spend and continue to track the ROI. And so that meant within 6 months, I had to hire help because I was already overwhelmed.
So you dive into buying real estate leads your first month. You commit a percentage of all of your future earnings to go back to increasing your database size. What percentage of your business today is do you have any idea of like what percentage of those 400 units you can pertain to internet leads, to database, to SOI, to all that stuff?
Yeah, I would say like this year, we're somewhere around 30% of our closings will be internet leads. And so, but it's funny if you look at the 50% of our business that's going to be SOI and database, the percentage of those you can track to being internet leads at some point that are now past clients and database is a large percentage. So if you really tracked all the way back to the beginning, we call them steer this year because they're past clients that are transacting again. But a lot of them started as internet leads back in the day and have grown to this point.
I think you make a good point there about bringing them in many years ago. Maybe they were a past client. Maybe they never were a client, but they came in through that funnel, and now you're converting them down the road. What percentage do you find, and you're obviously a lead at it, what percentage do you think you close that come in?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different by where they come through. So we have leads like from Google Direct that would be 10%. And then we have leads that are maybe Facebook that would be somewhere more like 1%. And so the way I like to view it is all leads are coming in a funnel, but they just you buy them at different parts of the funnel. And so the earlier on in the funnel you buy them, the cheaper they are and the lower converting it is. And the lower down, it's same idea. The more expensive they are and the higher converting they are. So I would say across all those 5% is probably our average, but that's kind of heavily weighted with some 10%ers, some 5%ers, and then some 1%ers, just kind of 3 or 4 different lead sources.
You said something really helpful there, which is the higher up the funnel you buy them, you're going to get the benefit of them being cheap, but you're going to get the negative that less of them are going to close. And the closer you get to the appointment, the higher they convert, the more expensive they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like when you're running a team, it's extremely valuable to have all of those types of leads because I don't necessarily want to train a brand new agent on a 10% converting lead that cost me, $200 to buy it or something, right? But but like really experienced agents want leverage and they don't want to have to put in the work required to convert a 1% at the scale that they want closings. So it's very valuable to have all those leads and to mix them as you're growing agents in a team from brand new to closing, 60 plus deals a year. Like we have agents on our team. So
let's pretend I'm a new agent. I want to go buy some Facebook leads in Command and I want to try this out. How are you thinking through that process? Before I go buy it, is there anything I need to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think anytime you're thinking about internet lead generation, you want to try to start with the numbers in mind. And you want to kind of start with, is there either amount of money I can spend or is there a transaction like goal that I have in mind?
Got it. I love that. So the first question I need to ask myself is, what is my budget or how many leads do I need?
So once you've done that, then you have to actually, execute on generating the leads and putting the ads into place. But assuming you know how to do that, you now have to prep for the lead conversion.
And so I better have a good system in order to follow up with them and make sure that I'm top of mind when the time is right. Because in a lot of these cases, especially when it comes to Facebook, in this example, these are not now business. These are top of funnel, relatively inexpensive leads that are going to take some nurturing over time.
Yeah, when I've taught classes on command leads, or even just internet lead generation in general, what people tend to be super excited about, want to hear about is, tell me about the ads you created and all these things. And I'm like, listen, command is super easy. Like, go watch some YouTube videos. The lead generation part is not the hard part. You will be able to create cheap leads. Command has made that part easy. Like, what you need to know how to do is convert them. And when I talk about the lead conversion, I often say there's three things you keep in mind. There's mindset, there's script, and then there's touches over time. And so the mindset is something I think a lot of people don't get unless they take time and pause, right? Understand what 1% conversion means. What 1% conversion means is that 99% will not convert. And any normal human, when they have 100 things coming their way and there's a stack of 99 here and a stack of 1 here, you can be tempted to go, this isn't working. Like this is not making sense. And you got to have a mindset of 99% saying no and not converting is success. Like people talk about baseball Hall of Famers only hit the ball, 30% of the time. They failed 70% of the time. This is way worse than that. And so that first piece is mindset. You got to be prepared to know that 50% of them will never respond. Another 25% will say no, thank you right from the get-go. And it's that 25% that are talking with you and you're having positive real estate conversation that you focus your time and energy to then getting to the closing.
I love that. Mindset, script, and touches over time. Like those are the keys once you've generated the lead to get them to the closing table eventually.
The only thing I like to say about the script is just people are so used to working with sphere and working with referral that they forget where the lead is coming in the funnel. And this is not hey, I see you're looking to buy a house. How can I help? Right? Like you have to really meet them where they're at and just get used to empathy, And so, yeah, we won't get into specifics, but I think that's the main thing people have to realize. Like, it's a different type of lead, a different situation. So it necessitates a different type of conversation they have to be ready for.
And I agree with you. Like at the end of the day, sure, there's probably some fine tweaks you could make to get a slightly higher amount of leads for a slightly lower price. But getting the leads at a cheap price is not going to be an issue. You're going to get them. It's what do you do with them when you get them? And do you have exactly what you said, the mindset, the scripts, and the touches over time, which to me, that's the system and the model on how to do this. So you get a new lead in the system, you've got your mindset right, you've got your scripts. How often are you, like, are they on one drip plan? Are you putting them on a drip plan right when they come in? Like, how are you working through these?
Yeah, so I think it's really important to leverage technology so that they're getting as many touches as possible, but it doesn't have to be all on you. And so I like to think about the lead in 3 phases of like getting a hold of them. The first phase is the first week. In the first week, we have 14 different touches that we're trying to do just to get a hold of them. 4 of those are phone calls, but the rest are automated text and emails that are going out that I don't have to worry about. So I don't have to worry. I only have to worry about 4 calls, but I know that the client is getting 14 different touches. But if I don't get a hold of them in that first week, I'm not giving up. I have another plan that goes for 4 weeks, and it's 14 touches in 4 weeks. So same amount of touches as the first week, but spread out over 4. Still only 4 phone calls, and the rest are automated text and email. So I'm putting 25% less urgency and frequency and effort into the lead because they've shown me they don't deserve as much of my attention, right? And if I still don't get a hold of them after that, I'm setting them up on some sort of property drip and then forgetting it unless they show me with their attention on the property drip that I should reach out. And so that's just trying to get a hold of them and have a conversation.
And then this is how I assume that you have these, 12 or 18 month, or I imagine some cases 2-3 year leads that they've been on a property drip forever. And all of a sudden you get an email like, hey, I'd love to see this house. Or, is the market changing? Or you see their activity pick up because you're kind of watching if they're active in your system. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Part of our agent's process is to be consistently monitoring their activity on the website. So if they're not responding and they're not on the website, we're probably not putting energy there. But the moment we see them looking at properties on the website, we're kind of starting that reach out process again because their activity shows me they are interested.
Wait, Tyler, this has been awesome. If I'm an agent out there that wants it, that like, okay, I need more leads in my life and internet lead generation is the path I want to go down. What's one thing you think I should be thinking about today if I want to make this happen next week?
Yeah, I think I was going to say one thing, 2 things. The first thing is just have a plan, know what you're trying to accomplish. And the second is just know that everything you need to succeed is out there. Like all the resources are in command, different Facebook pages, whatever. The resources are out there. It's just whether you're willing to learn and implement.
Gary always says this job is boring, right? Success in this business is boring. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you're a great example of that. So congratulations, and thanks so much for spending time with us.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy.
Grab the mouse and just click here. I know you want more of these.